her pregnancy, claiming it was a desperate attempt to hold on to him because she was afraid of being alone. She spun more lies, saying she never meant to hurt anyone, and that she was just scared and confused. But it was too late for her crocodile tears. We were all fed up with her deceit and manipulative tactics. Adam, who had been quietly seething, finally spoke up. He told Lena he couldn't believe anything she said anymore. He was angry and hurt that she tried to trap him with a fake pregnancy, and was disgusted by her actions. He broke up with her on the spot, making it clear that he wanted nothing to do with her ever again. He even asked her to leave his life for good. Lena was left standing there, humiliated and defeated. She had lost her fiancé, the respect of her family, and the friends she had manipulated. The guests who were supposed to attend her wedding had all been informed of her lies and decided to boycott the event. She had no one to blame but herself. My family and I felt a mixture of relief and satisfaction. We had finally exposed Lena for the liar and manipulator she was. It wasn't just about the necklace, it was about all the years of torment and deceit she had put us through. She had to face the consequences of her actions, and now she was paying the price. In the aftermath, Lena moved out of our parents' house. She tried to reach out to my mom a few times, begging for forgiveness and a place to stay, but my mom had made up her mind. She told Lena that while she sympathized with her troubled past, she couldn't overlook the harm Lena had caused, and that she needed to find her own path and make amends for her actions. As for the necklace, it was beyond repair. The sentimental value it held was lost, but in a way it symbolized the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. My family and I moved forward, closer than ever, and more appreciative of each other. Lena was a dark chapter in our lives, but we learned to value our bonds and the importance of honesty and integrity. Leo and I enjoyed a wonderful honeymoon, free from the stress and drama Lena had caused. We started our married life with a sense of peace and unity, grateful for the love and support of our family. Josie continued her studies and thrived in her own life, relieved that Lena's toxic presence was no longer overshadowing our family events. In the end, Lena's downfall was her own doing. She had a chance to be part of a loving family, but her insecurities and need for attention led her down a path of self-destruction. We could only hope that she would eventually learn from her mistakes and find a way to rebuild her life honestly and earnestly. Life went on, and we continued to build happy memories, always remembering the lessons we learned from dealing with Lena. It was a tough experience, but it made us stronger and more united as a family. We cherished the love and support we had for each other, knowing that no matter what challenges came our way, we would face them together, with integrity and compassion. Apologizing for lying about the pregnancy, and pleaded with him to forgive her. Adam was having none of it. He sternly told her that he was done with her manipulative ways, and that there was no chance he would ever marry her. He also told her that if she didn't stop her drama, he would take legal action for her deceit and emotional distress. Lena's face turned pale as she realized the gravity of the situation. She tried to grab her wedding dress from my hands, but I pulled it away and told her she had lost the right to wear it. My mother, in an uncharacteristic show of anger, told Lena that she was no longer welcome in our family. Even Barry, who had always tried to see the good in her, agreed and told her she needed to leave and sort out her life. Lena, now in tears and completely humiliated, stormed out of the house. We watched her leave, a mix of relief and satisfaction washing over us. The rest of us spent the day together, reflecting on the chaos that Lena had brought into our lives and feeling a sense of closure now that she was gone. A few days later, Adam reached out to us to thank us for opening his eyes to Lena's true nature. He told us that he was moving on with his life, and was grateful for the support we had shown him. As for me, I felt a sense of peace that I hadn't felt in years. Lena was out of our lives, and I could finally focus on my own happiness. Leo and I decided to take a second honeymoon to truly enjoy our time together, without any drama hanging over us. We spent 2 wonderful weeks in the Maldives, where we reconnected and made new memories. It was the perfect way to start our married life together, free from the shadows of the past. When we returned, my mother and Barry told me that they had decided to sell their house and move to a quieter place in the countryside. They felt it was time for a fresh start, away from the memories of Lena's manipulations. Josie was finishing up college and had decided to move in with Leo and me until she could find a place of her own. Our little family, though slightly altered, was stronger and happier than ever. As for Lena, we heard through the grapevine that she had moved to another city and was trying to rebuild her life. None of us kept in touch with her, and frankly we preferred it that way. She was a lesson in what happens when deceit and manipulation are left unchecked. In the end, the ordeal taught me the importance of standing up for myself and the people I love. It reminded me that family isn't just about blood, it's about the people who stand by you through thick and thin. Lena may have tried to ruin my wedding and disrupt my life, but in doing so, she inadvertently brought my family and me closer together. Looking back, I don't regret the actions I took to expose Lena. Sometimes, people need to face the consequences of their actions to truly understand the impact they have on others. And while I wouldn't wish such a tumultuous experience on anyone, it shaped me into a stronger, more resilient person. Leo and I are now planning to start our own family, and I am excited for the future. I know that whatever challenges come our way, we will face them together, just as we always have. And with the lessons learned from dealing with Lena, I am more prepared than ever to protect the happiness and love that we have built. Months passed, and life gradually settled into a new rhythm. Leo and I threw ourselves into work and making our home a cozy, welcoming place for us and Josie. She moved in shortly after graduating, and her presence added a lively energy to our home. Leo and I loved having her around, and the three of us became an inseparable trio. One evening, as we were preparing dinner together, Josie brought up an idea that had been brewing in her mind for some time. She suggested we start a family business, something we could all be passionate about and work on together. Her idea was to open a small cafe that doubled as a community space, where people could come to relax, work, and enjoy homemade pastries and coffee. Leo and I loved the idea. We spent the next few months planning, finding a suitable location, and working on the menu. My mother and Barry, excited for us, offered their support and even invested some of their savings to help us get started. The process of setting up the cafe brought us even closer, and it was heartwarming to see our family working together towards a common goal. The grand opening of our cafe, Homebrew, was a resounding success. The community embraced us with open arms, and it quickly became a popular spot for locals. We hosted events like open mic nights, book readings, and workshops, fostering a sense of community and connection. Our dream had become a reality, and it felt incredibly rewarding. One sunny afternoon, while working at the cafe, a familiar face walked through the door. It was Adam. He looked well and seemed genuinely happy to see us. After ordering a coffee, he sat down and caught up with us. He shared that he had found a new job he loved and had even started dating someone new. It was heartening to see him moving on and finding happiness. As for Lena, we rarely heard from her, and the few updates we did get indicated that she was still trying to find her way. Despite everything that had happened, I hoped she would eventually learn from her mistakes and build a better life for herself. In the meantime, Leo and I decided it was time to expand our family. After much discussion and planning, we were thrilled to discover that I was pregnant. The news brought immense joy to our family, and everyone rallied around us, offering support and love. Pregnancy was an incredible journey, filled with anticipation and excitement. Leo was my rock, attending every appointment and ensuring I was comfortable and happy. Josie, ever the doting aunt-to-be, helped decorate the nursery and took on more responsibilities at the cafe to give me time to rest. When our son Ethan was born, it felt like the final piece of our puzzle had fallen into place. Holding him in my arms for the first time, I felt a profound sense of completeness and joy. Our family gathered at the hospital, their faces beaming with love and pride. It was a moment of pure bliss, one that I would cherish forever. Raising Ethan brought new challenges and joys. Our little boy quickly became the center of our world, and watching him grow and discover the world around him was a delight. The cafe continued to thrive, and Ethan became a familiar face to our regulars, who adored him. As the years went by, our family continued to grow and evolve. Josie eventually moved out, starting her own successful business and finding love. My mother and Barry enjoyed their peaceful life in the countryside, frequently visiting us and doting on Ethan. Leo and I often reflected on our journey together, grateful for the love and resilience that had carried us through the tough times. Our bond had only grown stronger, and we knew we could face anything as long as we had each other. One summer evening, as we sat on our porch watching Ethan play in the yard, Leo turned to me and said, "We've built a beautiful life, haven't we?" I nodded, feeling the warmth of his words. Despite the trials and tribulations, we had created a loving, supportive family and a thriving business that brought joy to our community. As the sun set, casting a golden glow over our home, I realized that life, with all its ups and downs, had brought us exactly where we were meant to be. And in that moment, surrounded by love and happiness, I knew that no matter what the future held, we would face it together, stronger and more united than ever. The years flowed by like a gentle river, and Ethan grew up surrounded by love, laughter, and the warmth of our close-knit family. The cafe, Homebrew, became a cornerstone of our lives and a beloved fixture in the community. Its walls echoed with the sounds of cheerful conversations, the clinking of coffee cups, and the strumming of guitars during our regular music nights. It was a place where memories were made, friendships were forged, and dreams were shared. Ethan, with his boundless curiosity and infectious energy, was a source of endless joy and occasional chaos. He inherited Leo's artistic talent and my knack for storytelling, often creating imaginative drawings and weaving intricate tales to entertain us. Leo and I cherished every moment, knowing how quickly time passed and how precious each day was. As Ethan approached his teenage years, he began to show an interest in helping out at the cafe. We were thrilled to see him taking an active role in the family business. Under Josie's guidance, he learned the art of making the perfect espresso and the secret to our signature pastries. Watching him interact with customers, his face lighting up with pride as he served them, filled our hearts with pride. Josie's business flourished, and she found love with a kind-hearted architect named Sam. They were a perfect match, both passionate about their work and devoted to their families. Their wedding was a joyous celebration, held in the garden of our home, surrounded by friends and family. Ethan was the ring bearer, beaming with excitement as he performed his important role,